Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back to Storytime with Miss Felicia. I'm Miss Felicia, and I am so excited to have you here this week for Storytime. This week, we're going to read a story about a special little. She's really little, but she has some really big pets, and she gets to bring her pets to school for show and tell. And can you guys guess what her pets are? It's over there. The hint is over there. It's a lion. She has a lion as a pet. What gave it away? Was it this silly lion mask that Miss Felicia made over here? Yeah, my stuffed pet is wearing the lion mask because he wanted to. My stuffed pet is a bear. Do you guys have any kind of pets? You do? What kind of pets do you have? A dog? Ooh, some people have cats, right? And some people have fish that go, yeah, can you make a fishy face? Oh, that's so awesome. You did a great job. Well, let's see what Poonam's pets are like. So let's dive into our story. Poonam's Pets by Andrew and Diane Davies. All right. This is a really special book. Miss Felicia used to read this as a little girl. Okay, let's see. Poonam is in class 1 and her teacher is Mrs. Wig. Poonam is on the small side and a bit on the quiet side. In fact, you have to put your ear right down by her mouth if you want to hear what she is saying. So she talks very quietly in a whisper, and the teacher has to go like this. Can you guys cup your ear so you can hear Poonam? All right, class 1, said Mrs. Wig one day. Be quiet and listen. I have something special to tell you. On Friday, said Mrs. Wig, we are going to have a pets assembly. That means you can bring your pets to school and they can go to assembly. Everybody laughed. It was funny to think of pets in assembly. Now, said Mrs. Wig, how many of you have pets? Everyone in the class raised their hand. Can you raise your hand if you have a pet? I don't have a pet. I just have a stuffed pet. You see, everybody's raising their hands because they all have pets at home. And they get to bring them to school or assembly. That's a lot of pets, said Mrs. Wig. Let's see what sort of pets we have. There were dogs and cats and goldfish and rabbits. Ranjiv put his hand up for everything, but Poonam didn't put her hand up at all. All right, said Mrs. Wig. Have any of you got giraffes? Only Ranjiv put his hand up. Ranjiv, said Mrs. Wig, you can't have a giraffe. I have, said Ranjiv. He's got big brown spots. Do any of you guys have a giraffe as a pet? No. Giraffes live in the Sahara Desert, right? Or in the jungle. So we can't have them in our backyard. There are some at the zoo, though. Let's see what Poonam's pet is. Poonam, said Mrs. Wig, you haven't said anything yet. What sort of pet have you got? Poonam got up very quietly and walked to Mrs. Wig's table. And Mrs. Wig put her ear down and Poonam whispered into it. Poonam's got lions, said Mrs. Wig to class 1. Poonam smiled, a quiet little smile. I think Mrs. Wig was a little shocked that Poonam had lions. See all the pets. On Friday, all the pets came to the pet assembly. Some of them came in cars, some came in boxes, some came in hatchets, and some came in cages. Maljeet's dog came in a baby carriage because he was an old dog. All the other dogs walked to school on leashes. Can you guys find Himalji's dog in the carriage? Yeah, it's over here. See? It's an old dog. All right, let's see. The goldfish were very quiet and good. The cats were quite well behaved, except for one or two who were making horrible faces at the dogs and spitting at them. Julie's dog, Prince, wanted to sniff everyone's trousers, and Grupal's dog, Pongo, barked all the time and wanted to fight everybody. I'm not sure if this pets assembly is such a good idea after all, said Mrs. Wig. Having all these pets in class can be a little chaotic, right? Because when pets see other new pets, they want to either explore or maybe they get a little frightened. And sometimes cats are not friendly with dogs, and sometimes dogs want to chase rabbits and cats. Ranjiv came a little bit late and rather out of breath. He had a big lump under his sweater. What's in there, Ranjiv? Said Rupal. My giraffe, said Ranjiv. Looks more like a rabbit to me, said Rupal. It's a giraffe, shouted Ranjiv. It's just not grown up yet. I think my dog Pongo would like to eat your giraffe, said Gopal. Oh no, we don't want that to happen. It was nearly time for assembly, and everyone in class 1 was there except Poonam. Mrs. Wig looked at the clock. Well, said Mrs. Wig, I'm afraid we'll have to start. Line up quietly, please. Dogs on the left and cats on the right. Lining up took quite a long time because some of the dogs got mixed up. Dogs are not very good at telling left from right. And then they all went into the hall. All the pets are getting ready to go to the assembly. But where's Poonam? She hasn't shown up yet. The hall looked beautiful, with the dogs on one side and the cats on the other side. It did not matter where the goldfish sat, because goldfish were very peaceful. When they saw all the other children looking at their pets, the children in class 1 felt very pleased and proud. And still, Panam had not come. So all the other classes get to come and look at the friend's pet. Look at class 1's pet. Mrs. Wig went to the front of the hall. Good morning, everybody, she said. Welcome to Class 1's Special Pets Assembly. And then something amazing happened. The door opened and in came Poonam. And behind Poonam, walking very quietly, one behind the other in a row, were. What's going to come through that door with Poonam? Let's see. 6 enormous lions. Wow. Look at little Poonam right there and her 6 enormous lions. Can you count the lions with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 enormous lions. All the dogs hid under the chairs. The cats opened their eyes wide and stared. They were like, oh my, they had never seen such big cats before. Ranjiv's giraffe was very frightened and burrowed deep under his sweater. The frightened as well and wanted to run out. Poonam and her six enormous lions walked right to the front of the hall, and the lions sat down in a row, blinking sleepily. They did not look too fierce. They looked solemn and friendly and wise. Poonam went up to Mrs. Wig. Mrs. Wig bent her ear down, and Poonam whispered in it. Then Mrs. Wig stood up straight. Poonam says we are not to be frightened, she said. These are very good lions. So Poonam has friendly lions because they're her pets. She's probably trained them very well, right? She makes sure that they listen to instructions and they're not going to be disruptive. Don't they all look like friendly lions? They all have a smile on their face. Poonam whispered in Mrs. Wig's ear again. Poonam says her lions will now do their act for you, said Mrs. Wig. Poonam clapped her hands. Two lions. Can you clap your hands? Great. Let's see what the lions do. Two lions balanced their front paws on chairs while the lion behind stood up on their back legs, balancing with their paws on each other's shoulders. They all opened their mouth wide, showing their huge teeth, and Poonam gave each of them a big lion biscuit. All the children clapped and cheered. So the lions did a cool trick. Wow. The lions sat down in a row again, looking very pleased with themselves. Poonam whispered to Mrs. Wig. Ask them yourself, Poonam, said Mrs. Wig. Poonam turned and looked at the children. Then she said in a very loud voice, would anybody like to ride on my lions? Poonam was talking loudly. I thought she only whispered. The children were amazed. No one had ever heard Poonam speak in a loud voice before. So the whole school went out to the playground, and the six enormous lions stood in a row. They were very big, but Poonam and Mrs. Wig helped the little ones to get up. So Poonam shared her pets with all her classmates. She let them all ride a lion. But when it was Ranjiv's turn, he stood and looked at the ground. What's the matter, Ranjiv? Said Poonam. Ranjiv whispered in Poonam's ear. What? Said Poonam. I can't hear you. I'm scared, said Ranjiv. It's all right, said Poonam. I'll hold your hand. Poonam and the six enormous lions stayed all day. When it was time to go home, Poonam clapped her hands. Can you clap your hands? Good job to the lions. They lined up, and Poonam and her six enormous lions went quietly home. Poonam is still a bit small and rather quiet, but when she has something important to say, she says it in a loud voice. She never talks about her six enormous lions, and no one else has ever seen them since the day of the pet assembly. The end. Wasn't that an awesome story? Poonam brought her 6 enormous lions, and even though she was teeny tiny, she had these big pets, and they were so well tamed, weren't they? I think all of her classmates had a lot of fun playing with her lions, getting to ride them. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's story time. If you guys want to make a lion mask yourself, tell your mommies and daddies to look at our Instagram page. We've put up some information on how they can make this craft with you. Until next week, bye, friends. Parents, make sure you subscribe if you want to get notifications on each week's Storytime episode. See you guys next week. Bye.